Chris Ibesera and I am from BSC 17. I am here in front of you to discuss the two theories which is under my scope, the victim precipitation theory and the incapacitation theory. But before anything else, we have to understand or we have to know first the definition of theory. Theory is a system of idea which intends to explain something, and also it is an idea used to justify a course of action. And theory is a foundation of criminology and of criminal justice. And now, let us move on to victim precipitation theory. So what is victim precipitation theory? This theory analyzes how a victim's interaction with an offender may contribute to the crime being committed, and also it viewed that some people may actually initiate their deaths or injury, or some people or victim or an individual is responsible for any act na mangyayari sa kanila. So now, let us move on to the brief history well as the proponents behind this theory. First, we have Marvin Wolfgang. So Marvin Wolfgang first introduced the formal concept of victim precipitation in his seminal work on homicide in 1967. So, in here, the victim may initiate the behavior, the behavior of the victimizer. And now, let us move on to Hans von Hentig. He is a German criminologist who published an article with the title "The Criminal and His Victim." So it is focused on the interaction of the criminal, or it is the interaction between criminals and his victim. So now, this theory, this victim precipitation theory, has its two types. First, we have active precipitation. So what is active precipitation? It occurs when victim acts provocatively, use threats or fighting words, or even attacks first the offender. And now to the next slide. These are the sets of examples, or these are the examples of the active precipitation. First, it seems like this is a violence against women or a battered wife. So, ibigay ako ng isang malinaw na halimbawa, I guess everyone is into this situation. Lahat tayo makaka-relate dito. Excuse me. So, sa mag-asawa, for example, si Mr. uuwi siyang lasing. Then, syempre, initial reaction ni Mrs. pag nakita niya na lasing yung mister niya na umuwi ng bahay. So, magdadaldal yan, mag-iingay kung ano-anong sasabihin. So, syempre, si Mr. maririndi yan. We obviously know that he's drunk. Nawala siya sa maayos na kaisipan. So, mangyayari, matitrigger siya, maiinis, magagalit. At doon, mabubugpog niya na yung asawa niya, si Mrs. So, active precipitation. Kumbaga, kasalanan ni Mrs. kaya siya nabugbog ng kanyang asawa kasi ang ingay niya. And next, to the next picture, for example, sa company. Yung isa, okay, I'll give a name. Si Chris and Tin. Si Chris, he used to insult his workmate named Tin. So, araw-araw, palagi niya inuinsulto. Dinidegrade niya yung kakayahan ni Tin. So, itong si Tin, syempre napuno rin niya, Napupuno kasi ang isang individual. Hindi niya na makontrol yung galit na kinikimkim niya sa dibdib niya, So, nasa pak niya tong katrabaho niya na panay siyang dinidegrade, sa araw-araw. And next, we have this two-man. Kumbaga, we have the issue of catcalling, rape, and etc. Why? Because everyone around us used to blame an individual or a woman, a girl, na kaya sila nababastos dahil din sa suot nila. Well, mamaya, we will know if the victim precipitation is victim blaming or not. And now let us move on to the other types of the victim precipitation, which is the passive precipitation. So it occurs when the victim exhibits some personal characteristic that unknowingly threatens or encourages the attacker. So, ayun no. For example, we have here this one. A tattooed person. Lalakad siya sa street ng lasing. So, yung mga tambay sa tindahan, matitrigger sila na parang, ito, mukhang siga So, ayun, without unknowingly, no, they are threatened because sa personal characteristic na taglay ng individual. The next sa example, we have this like bullying. For example, sa America, we have the issue of the hates between the white and the black people. So, di ba, kunyari ako, black people, papasok ako sa university ng mga puti. Then, pag-upo ko ng silya, bigla na lang ako binatukan, binagisan ng kung ano-ano, because they are threatened sa personal characteristic or sa physical characteristic na meron ako or nataglay ko, no? So, we have here the three facets of victim precipitation. We have the victim contribution, which refers to a person's actions or lack of action. Then we have the victim proneness, that this can also refer to the fact that some victims are easy targets. Kagaya na nga lang sa case ng rape. Mga prone dyan, mga babae, because they are weak, no? Then next we have the victim provocation. Suggests that the victim is the primary cause of his or her victimization. So for example, ako no, galing ako sa remittance, kumuha ako ng padala ng tatay ko. Lalakad ako sa daan, binibilang ko yung pera. So without unknowingly, yung tao sa paligid ko, parang yun yung nagbigay sa kanya ng reason to commit a crime. So it is my responsibility, no, dun sa action na magaganap sa akin. Then, dito, dako na tayo. Victim precipitation. Victim blaming or not? Some might say it is victim blaming. Some might say no. So, next slide. Babasahin ko na lang, no? It is a prior research that has examined the concept of victim precipitation has been criticized. Siyempre, it is very unusual. Kunyari ako, parang, what kind of concept is this? Sinisisi nyo ba ang victim? Sinisisi nyo ba kami na mga naging victim? Mga magiging victim pa lang, di ba? So, because of such criticism, it is very essential for us to differentiate the victim precipitation as a behavioral concept from provocation, which is a legal notion, because provocation is a legal concept that is used in the criminal courts to determine and measure the offender's culpability. The next we have to move in the second theory, which is the incapacitation theory. So incapacitation theory stands to reason that if more criminals are sent to prison, the crime rate should go down. And also this theory is supported by the imprisonment of the criminals. And also that incapacitation in the context of criminal sentencing philosophy, it is one of the functions of punishment, which involves the capital punishment, sending an offender to prison, confinement, incarceration, or possibly restricting their freedom in the community. Bakit? Bakit nga ba? For us to be safe. At para na rin ma-prevent pa, no, yung mga susunod na crime, or para ma-prevent sila, yung mga offender natin, na gumawa pa ng panibagong krimen. So, I have to share this to you. Share ko lang ha. I used to hear this in a movie scene sa court. For example, yung family ng rape victim, they used to say, dapat lang na makulong yan. Dapat lang na makulong siya para hindi na maulit yung krimeng ginawa niya sa anak ko. Para hindi maulit sa iba pa, no? So, yun. I used to hear that line. Wala lang. it gives me some thinking na, okay. So, grabe na, ganun na pala ka-effective, no? Yung um, thought na a criminal or an offender must have or have to be sent to prison para na rin sa atin na mga mamamayan na maging ligtas, no? At for them to prevent in doing the wrongdoings sa society natin. So, incarceration. It is the primary mechanisms for incapacitation. Incarceration, confinement, imprisonment, pagkakulong ng isang individual, ng isang kriminal. So, and as you can see, no, at the third picture, it is the New Bilibid prison, which is located at the Muntinlupa. And that's it. That's all for today. So, we have here the references. So you can see we have here the references that has been used in gathering or for me so that I created this presentation. Then we have this verse, Mark chapter 10, verse 45, he came to serve. For even as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Thank you and God bless. Mabuhay!